In this video, I tell you about my guitar recording setup, what is the process I use to record my guitars onto Logic, how I structure a few parts and then edit them into making a complete structure, a structure which I can write to. You'll also learn with me how to use new features with Logic 12, features such as chord extraction, adding those chords to the timeline, and also their new sessions, bassist, session drummer and session keyboard player, how to incorporate that and play around with that on your track. You'll also see me reject some of the stuff that Logic throws at me, all of this technology, and how I still prefer to program my own drums, and finally see how the track comes to this great place where you can write to it. And most importantly, you'll see how to have a fun day at the studio. Namaste Internet, this is the Vipin Mishra project. Come, let's write a new song. This is pretty much how a song comes into being. Yeah, you just fool around. You got to fool around. You got to play. That's why they call it playing an instrument. This is my guitar recording setup. That's my Fender Strat, American Standard Strat. That's the Marshall amp that I use, the MG102 CFX. My guitar goes into the Strymon right here. Basic functions: bass, middle, treble. That's the gain knob. That's the volume, the level. There's two kinds of gains, low and high gain, and there's some sort of a push there, even like a normal or a mid-heavy. I really like this pedal. So this is where the guitar goes in, then it goes to the amp, and from the amp it goes on to the microphone, which is a Shure, and the mic goes into my Antelope Audio Zen Go, and that's pretty much what my setup is, straight into Logic. Let's fire up Logic. I was also doing a guitar tutorial which led to the fooling around, which led to the chord progression, which could lead to a new song. That's pretty much how things work. It's an empty project, audio track, bow, bow. I think maybe a 90 BPM. Faster, 100 BPM. $100 is perfect. I'm going to put on my headphones. Of course, the cables are always entangled. If you're doing something, the cables have got to be entangled. It's a sort of a sign of things are going well. If the cable's not entangled, you're not going to get a good recording out of it. Effort, you see, unlike playing an instrument. Recording is effort. You don't play a recording, you do a recording. If that makes any sense. Okay, I'm going to switch the monitoring off. So all you're going to hear is the sound from the QuickTime recording. First we name Fender. Then we set the input, noise, then we switch off the AC, then we set the levels, let's just go here and pull down the guitar. I like it. Let's just go for a take. Let's do this. That was a nice pass, but we'll do one more. We'll do another pass with the plectrum this time. Are you ready? Let's go. One more pass here. This is real time, so it takes as many as it takes. Why am I doing another pass? I think just a little more structure, probably like a start with a so I don't do the upswing. Third time. And then it starts, yeah, that makes sense. we're going to do the bridge. I'm going to start from here. Alright, I have something in mind. Maybe lower down the gain, so it'll be a right. Let's go. I think these parts to start with are okay to write the song around. I'm going to just maybe edit it out. I'm going to edit these parts out now. So this here is the structure, which will be the verse and the chorus, and the second part that we recorded would be a kind of a bridge. We're going to put it together, structure it, and see if these parts are enough, if they're interesting enough to build a good melody, or if they're boring, if they need more movement. We'll see all that later. Right now I played it very straight because that's the way it should be to start the song, unless and until the riff itself is a very integral part. And in this case, I think if we keep it simple and breathing, like a boom 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 boom, I think it's a better thing for the song. Okay, so we've got these 2 takes. What I usually do is to save all the information that we have, I'm just going to duplicate this. So I'm just going to flatten these ones for now. It's Option U. I'm just going to mute and hide this for now. So Control H, and I'm going to use this new logic function, finding chords out, right? But before that, let's form a structure. For the monitoring back out. Sounds nice. This will go, and we'll take out another loop from here. This is where the thing will happen. This is what it will loop from. Okay, so we've just dragged this clip down here. Obviously we'll open the head. We will record this all over again, make no mistake, but this is just to get the structure of the song. Yeah, so that's okay. We will just take this for the end, right? We'll keep this here. That's smooth enough. 2, 3, 4. And this is where the bridge will come in from. And this will be your last, you could say, chorus. Let the solo be here. This is the sort of the verse, I think. So this we can bring it down here. That would make sense. might not be talking a lot, but I think you can see the screen, and so I think it's sort of self-explanatory. Trying to build a structure of a song, just started with some fooling around with the guitar, and we'll see where this goes, even if it goes anywhere. But I have a feeling it can become a really nice, like a blues track. Maybe I'll write it in Hindi, and that'll sort of offset what seems to be a pretty blues standard sort of a chord progression in most parts. So this works. What I'm going to do is, so I'm just going to join these. That's a T on the keyboard and a J, and let's join it here. These are already in the same place, and I'm going to use the new function that Logic has of finding out the chords. Okay, this is going to be fun. So chords, analyze chords. Okay, now we do again, apply region chords to chord track. Okay, perfect. And we go here and we do the same thing. We say analyze chords. I thought it would put the chords on the regions itself. Oh yeah, there it is. It has put. And I'm going to again do this is a control click is what I do. I'm going to say apply region to chord track, and now we have the entire chord structure. It's actually simplistic, it's not very complicated, but still, as you can see, it's pulled out all the chords for you. Now usually before writing a song, I would have done some sort of a basic arrangement. I would have put like a drum part and a bass part just to give me a sense of the mood of the song, and then based on that mood of the song I write around it, because just to write to electric guitar riff becomes a little limiting. It's like too much of guesswork. Okay, but this is where Logic's new features, which is now available in Logic 12, really come into play. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the session players that Logic has. Okay, new session player, SI track. First, I'm going to get a drummer. I am going to choose definitely rock, but let's say what all do they have? Retro rock. I'm going with retro rock because I think this is a Led Zepp kind of a vibe, and one of my favorite bands. I don't think I want the drums from the I don't want the drums from the beginning. I just want a which I'll do later. This is where I want the drums from. That's where the singing will start from. Okay, now this is my sessions drummer, but what we are going to do is we are going to add the arrangement section here, okay, for Logic. So this is intro without a doubt. This is verse 1. This is verse 2. Here is chorus again. Maybe extend this to here, and then we have the intro again right till here, and then we have the bridge. Yeah, and then we'll have probably the solo. I don't know if it has the solo thing. Outro, intro, rename. Let's just say solo. Okay, and this is your final chorus. Is your outro. We've got all the arrangements in place now. It'll be much easier for Logic to understand what's happening. I'm going to delete this and I'm going to click on create the region. Let's just see what it does with the drums. Let's just let it go all the way. Let's see what it is doing for now. It's following chord rhythm. Now I'm going to ask it to follow Fender main, and I think that will change things quite a bit. Let's see this. So I don't like this. I do not like it. I'm going to ask it to regenerate. Let's see what it does. It's doing a shuffle. That's the problem. Maybe put the swing off. I would have done a boom, boom, boom. So it's not that smart now, is it? Yes, let's just go with a pop rock drummer. Change session player. Let's see what happens. This is what the issue is. With you, if I think program it might be just a little better. What is it that I have in mind? Let's just open a drummer. Acoustic drums. Let's go to roots. Let's see. Let's mute this and let's see what happens. I think. Anyway, we just need to edit the entry, that's about it. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick hacks on this. We can actually control it from right here. Loose, but better I think than the I think the Logic is doing. So anyways, let's see what the Bassist does. Let's go back here. This is where we are at in the session, and if you listen to it, what I've done is that the drummer, intelligent drummer that Logic had, that has not really worked out, so we've just done a very basic rough drum programming. The bass player, which is again the sessions bass player in Logic, is doing a reasonably okay job. I've chosen the pop rock bass player. We've done a little bit of cuts here, as you can see, to literally play around. So let's say if there's this chord change here, so if you look at this part, which is like a bow bow bow, it's a A G E minor, so I've just sort of cut it and simplified it into a long play. I've gone to maybe manual and made sure that it has only pa pa pa, only those notes. I mean, if you want, we can even mute this and make it only 3 notes then, and so I think we can remove this one as well, maybe. No, it's still showing up there for some reason. So anyways, we can always transform this to MIDI, convert to MIDI. So I go here and I will say convert to MIDI region, okay? And it selects this here. It's converted it to MIDI, as you can see. And now we can simply play. We don't want this note here. We just want straight along with the chords, syncopated with the chords. This option is available as we go along to sort of tweak the track. Obviously our drum track is still completely programmed by us without using the Logic session drummer, and this is what the track sounds like, and I think it's in a really good space for me to be writing some lyric to it. Could go something like that. It's a B minor and C chord. We have a solo here. Move away from the melody. So this is what happened today. Half of it thanks to the Logic session bass player, played live guitars, sequenced some drums. A great example of how everything comes together. Bit of programming, obviously playing an instrument live, bit of what the Logic has to offer in terms of its sessions player. And I think we're in a good place to write around this song. And once this song is written, then we'll also get our construction of the song will be clearer once we start writing it, I feel. And I'm not happy with the bridge, to be honest. Doesn't fit in there. I mean, even if I program the drum kit here, let me just say I'll program this bit of the drums. Okay, let's just go in there. So yeah, even if you get a drum party, I'll tell you what, now that we're rolling, let's get a keyboard player here. Let's get a session player, let's create it. Okay, right, let's see what it does. We won't do anything here, that's for sure. So we can mute all these parts for now, and even delete it for all I care. Let's make it follow, what is it following? Chord rhythm. Let's make it follow Fender Bridge. Let's see what it does now, what it does differently now. And let's open it to here. Cool. Let me get another sessions player as a keyboard player. Okay, and this time let's choose not broken chords, but let's just say block chords, arpeggiated rhythmic chords. Let's say rhythmic chords. Let's give it to follow the kick and snare. Okay, and what sound are we using here? No, definitely not. Does not work. Rhythmic chords do not. Maybe freely change session player, and definitely not piano. We can try maybe a organ. Let's go for a rock organ. Power, Oakland, jazz, heavy metal, hard rock organ. Let's see what it does, right? In this case, we'll need to follow the guitar. Let's see what happens. Lots of things have changed, as you can see. This is something which we don't need. In fact, we can pull it up right to here. Okay, let it sustain. Let's see. Still working. Let it work. Creating a new session player performance. Updating session player region. Pretty fancy, yeah? Well, it's doing its thing, but I don't think we need the organ. This is where we are at, and I'm going to start writing the song now. I'm thinking maybe a English chorus and a Hindi verse. I'm not sure. That's what I'm thinking. But leave your comments. If you've seen this video this far, please leave your comments. What do you think it could be? What do you think it should be? And I'll see you in the next one. This is the Vipin Mishra project, just playing around in my studio. So I thought I'll make a video. Also a great way to explore Logic. Also some fun playtime with the guitar. It's all in a day's work, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, keep making that music. I'll see you soon. Ciao.